India got just two generations of the Skoda Superb. But whenever you see one on the road, your mind's always saying spacious and luxurious. Come 2020, Skoda has come a long way. And it was high time the Superb received an update. And there are a few clues to tell the difference. Clue number 1, and this is the biggest one to give its identity away. It's the slimmer headlights. They look really pretty, and because they're slimmer, there's a bit of aggression too. Clue number 2. The front bumper has been restyled and it enhances the way the Superb looks, and of course, the revised air dam.
Now, clue number 3 is quite subtle but impacts the design in a big way. And it's these air curtains that you get. They in fact differentiate even the Sport line and the LNK trims. What they do is the air goes out from here and comes out from the other side, and of course it helps reduce aerodynamic drag, and all the air is then pushed to the wheel wells. It's significant and definitely a nice touch to a very, very modern sedan.
At the rear, you get full LED tail lights, which have been reprofiled, and there's a chrome strip which encompasses the two tail lights. The Skoda badge is replaced by the Skoda lettering, and you might think that all that is a bit too much. But no, there's a sense of elegance, and it doesn't look too cluttered either. It's simple and a design like most Skodas that will age gracefully. While the exteriors get a big thumbs up, what's the cabin like?
What can I say? It's unchanged and carries the same premium look that it always had, and what we've come to expect from a Skoda vehicle. In fact, the fit and finish is top notch, and the soft touch material that you see on the dashboard and even on the sides adds a bit of finesse to the car. The black and beige interior also adds to that entire luxurious appeal of the car, and ergonomically everything is right here. The controls and whatever else you want, in fact, is all handy and within reach. So to basically tell you what the cabin is like, and for want of a better word, it's simply superb.
The seats are well bolstered, and yes, they are very comfortable, and you can adjust it in 12 different ways electrically. But if you were to buy this car in this trim, the front seat really does not matter, does it?
That was a rhetorical question, and that is why I'm back here trying to make sense of the kind of space that the Superb has to offer. As you can see, there's enough and more available, and if I want some more, all I have to do is press these two buttons. Now, Skoda calls them the boss button, and there's a reason for that, because you just push these and the seat will go forward. You push this and it will go down. And the fact that it opens up more space here, especially, and is only for the left, people sitting on the left, it just opens up so much more space. It's fantastic. There are rear AC vents too, and I'm still trying to get my head around the amount of space this has. So while I kind of use this opportunity to kind of kick back and relax, I'll talk to you through the rest of the features that are here in the car.
The LNK trim also gets rear head restraints that feature fold-down extensions, something that we've seen on the Kodiaq and quite liked too. It's a comfortable place to be then, and you can travel long distances. But while you're back there, you do not have any access to the multimedia system. and you have to rely on the person in the front seat to play your favorite tracks.
It's the 8-screen infotainment system that graces the dashboard and actually dominates it right here. You get Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, even Mirror Link, and also navigation on this. It is very intuitive and extremely helpful. There is the instrument cluster, which is part analog and part digital. Now there is a slight thing that I really can't wrap my head around, and that is that the L and K trim, which is the top end trim, gets the analog and digital instrument cluster, while the Sportline model gets an all digital instrument cluster. I mean, I'm still trying to wrap my head around that logic.
The logic here is that the Sportline is targeted at those customers who will drive the car themselves, and the LNK is for the chauffeur-driven crowd. So the virtual cockpit will make things easier for those driving. Yeah, I'm not buying that. Let's get to the heart of the matter now. The engine. It's an all-petrol affair, no diesels for Skoda here. It's replaced the 1.8-litre petrol with a 2-litre engine. And there's a bump in power.
The first thing that you'll notice about this engine is that it is refined, quiet in fact, so quiet that you can't hear it till about 4,500, 4,600 RPM. That too, you get to hear a slight murmur from the engine. Otherwise, it is pretty silent. Now, this one makes 188 brake horsepower, which is 10 more than before, 320 Newton meters of torque on offer. Now, that torque kicks in about 1,500 RPM, and it's just pushing the car and giving it momentum. But it's the turbo that kicks in around 2,200 RPM. And yes, it's a little later than we wanted to, but still, it is pretty good, and that pushes the car some more. And what is exclusive to this LMK variant is basically the driving modes that it has to offer. And yes, let's take you through that.
There are 3 driving modes: Eco, Normal and Sport. Now in Eco mode, it's a bit sluggish, and that you expect because the engine is tuned to remain in the lower rev range for better efficiency. Normal is half of both the worlds, efficiency and sportiness. But the Sport mode is when it really comes alive. The 7-speed DSG is smooth and quick to react to your input, and thanks to paddle shifters, you can take over for that feeling of control.
Now, comfort has always been at the center of what the Superb is as a sedan, and that's exactly what this car does, and does it pretty well too. Now, Skoda has not changed a thing on this car, and that is why even during these times when the monsoon has shattered most of the road surfaces in Mumbai, it drives like a dream. It just smoothens out any undulations that are there on the road or any potholes, and that is where you understand how sophisticated and how well that suspension takes on all of that. It's amazing how it does that and continues to do that. Now, though it hasn't changed anything, that has taken a toll on the kind of agility this car has overall. Now, that has been one of the things that we faced even with the earlier version, and that's again very much part of this car. There is a bit of body roll, and yes, agility does take a hit, but if you're sitting at the back seat, there's no car like this one.
So, is it worth buying then? The Sportline variant of the Superb is priced at 29,99,000 rupees, and the LNK costs 32,99,000 rupees. The only direct rival it has in this segment is the Toyota Camry hybrid, and that is up to 10 lakh rupees more expensive. With no BS6 Passat in sight or even the Honda Accord, the Superb faces next to no competition in the segment. However, that hasn't eased the pressure of Skoda, and with the Superb, it's managed to set the benchmark in this segment.